All right, this is Boxing with the Truth, and I am the Truth. Today's September 20th, 2015, and today we have with us boxing prospect Kyrone Shut It Down Davis. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out to do the interview. I know you got a fight Tuesday night in 2 days. It's going to be on Premier Boxing Champions FoxSports 1. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I'm going to back up a little bit and let some of the fans know who you are and where you're going. First off, you are fighting at middleweight, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your pro record right now is 8 wins, 4 knockouts, 0 losses. Perfect record.
Yes, that's my record.
And you're actually out of Wilmington, Delaware, right?
Yeah, Wilmington, Delaware.
And you're only 20 years old, right?
Yeah, 20. I turned 21 November 7th.
Okay, but now you started boxing at 8 years old, right?
Yeah, I started boxing at 8.
And for the people that don't know who you are an outstanding amateur, and I'm just going to go over a few little facts of that real quick. Your record actually was 91 wins and 9 losses, right?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
You won the Junior Golden Gloves champions in Pennsylvania twice, and you were a 2-time Pennsylvania State Golden Gloves champion twice, right?
Yeah, in the open division. I actually won 2 times as a Golden Gloves and as a JO, but 2 times open class.
Okay, and you actually made history for the national championships to Delaware. You 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
Okay, and you were also awarded the best elite male boxer and overall best male boxer of the tournament, correct?
Yeah, in the Adidas tournament in 2013, and also the PAL, the National PAL 2013. It was a good year for me.
And you were an alternate at the 2012 Olympic trials, right?
I was in Olympic trials 2012. I was in a qualifier, and I actually lost because of a mouthpiece. Now, unfortunately, I was up about 6 points, and I actually lost because I actually brought the wrong mouthpiece, which is never going to happen ever again. But I brought the wrong mouthpiece, and I did a score. This is when they were doing the scoring. They would show you the score. I think I was up like 115 and 102. I mean, not 115. 15-9, like point stats, and my mouthpiece came out 3 times in the last round with 2 seconds left to go. That actually disqualified me.
Jeez. So tell me how you got involved in boxing to begin with.
My dad took me to the gym when I was about 8 years old, and I played football. I was starting to pop Warner and stuff like that. And my dad was basically shopping me around and seeing what I like or whatever. And he always was a fighter in the streets and boxing. He actually boxed for a little bit himself. He really had a passion for boxing, so he took me to the gym, and that's what he really wanted me to do. And at first, actually, I didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't like all the training and the gym stink, and I didn't like the environment. It's not until I turned about 12 years old and I started realizing that I was good that I started liking it. So.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your background coming up.
Born in New Jersey, Monmouth County. For a long period of time, I lived with my mom, my dad, for my whole life. Basically, I played other sports. We actually moved to Delaware. Because at the time it was better financially for us to move to Delaware. We moved to Middletown. I actually stopped boxing for about almost a year, actually, when I moved to Delaware. Got to Delaware. I wanted to start boxing again. My dad took me to the gym up in Wilmington, Delaware, which was a 30-minute drive from Middletown. My mom joined me there every day. I improved my skills under the tutelage of Louis Lum, which he passed away a couple years ago, about 3-4 years ago. He passed away. Now my trainer is Breadman Edwards, who also trains Julian Williams, who was on the main event in my card. Growing up, I really didn't have. I never grew up buff. We never had like lots of money, you know, and this was always my way of, I can do something for my family, and I could do it with boxing. As a kid in high school, I wasn't great academically. I actually suffered from like not wanting to do schoolwork. I don't know what you call that, but I never like to do schoolwork like that. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't like homework. I mean, I got through high school and I got my highest diploma, but it was a struggle for me because I never like to sit down and, you know, actually do that. And now, what I'm doing now is I'm a pro boxer, as you explained, but I also do motivational speaking to the kids at school, you know. I'm motivating them and, you know, telling them to push for their dreams, you know, and don't settle for plan B, you know, being great at whatever their dream is.
Okay. I know that you're also a certified lifeguard, so do you apply any type of swimming into your training?
I was certified. I got certified when I was 16. That was like the only job that I had, but even that, I failed that because I got fired like a couple weeks later for not locking the door. So, I mean, I was a lifeguard, you know, I could swim real good, and I do add that to my training. I think my best asset is also, I'm actually a certified firefighter. There's a lot of people that don't know. So, like, if I ever, like, permanently hurt something that I couldn't box, that'll probably be my fallback plan, is to be a firefighter, because I'm actually certified as a firefighter. All I have to do is sign up and do that. But
I was actually going to ask you about that, the Wilmington's Fire Explorers Post 100. Is that who you're part of?
Yeah, I did that for a couple of years. Actually, a program that gets you ready for people that want to be firefighters. I actually didn't want to do it, but I feel like it was a good, and my family feel like it was a good idea for me to do that, and because it won't take that much time out my training. And I started doing that when I was 16, and I'm done all the basic training and the structural training and the fire safety, and I'm certified in CPR, and I could actually be a fireman tomorrow if I wanted to. So.
Okay, so do you have any superstitions or rituals or habits that you do before a fight?
Superstitions?
Well, superstitions or habits. A lot of guys, a lot of athletes have to do the same thing every single time before they perform.
I don't think I feel like I have to do anything, but I do things actually like according to like how I want it to be. Like it's kind of like, you know how like somebody gets married and it's their day, and it's like, oh, that's my phone charger. It's kind of their day. Well, every time I fight, it's my day, and everything goes my way, and everybody does exactly what I need them to do. So I just make sure that everything's put in place. Before it's like something that I do exactly the same way. No, other than I can't even. Nah, nothing. I don't think it's anything.
Okay. Do you have an activity outside of boxing that you enjoy doing that has nothing to do with fighting?
I actually produce music, so.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of cool, I guess. I'm also a songwriter, so I write songs.
And what kind of music is it? Is it rap? Is it R&B or?
I actually do both. I actually write rap, but I don't usually give that to people. But I write R&B type songs and you know, sometimes pop type of songs that I write.
Okay, so tell the boxing fans something about you that they wouldn't know.
Well, you wouldn't know that. And another thing, like the bull.
You like the bull?
Yeah, I like the bull. I don't know. I like doing things that, you know, you can't do every day. Like, so sometimes I wake up and I be like, let's do this. I never did it before, and just do it. I'm that kind of person, you know, like, I want to experience things, so if I can do it, I will.
Okay. Do you have a favorite boxing movie?
Ali, that's me, Ali.
Okay.
That's me, Ali.
So is there somebody in your life that inspires you inside and outside the ring?
My mom and my dad inspire me inside that one. My dad's a hard worker. My dad does what he has to do for his family. He's a protective man. He's an all-around guy. My mom, she does what she has to do. She makes sacrifices, and that's probably like inside and outside, outside the ring. They put a vision inside of me that made me for who I am today, and I have nobody to think but them and God.
Okay, now you brought up Julian Williams earlier, so I wanted to bring him up. Now I know you work with him in the gym. He's actually going to be the main event on the card that you're on this Tuesday. So what type of relationship do you and Julian have? What do you learn from Julian as a pro fighter?
Me and Julian, we're good friends. He's like my brother. I just called him early and asked him how everything's going with weight. We talk. So we're in the gym a lot of times at the same time together. And, just being around the guy that fights at the level that he fights at, I can pick up things, I can see things, he can tell me things about going rounds and, different things that he sees in the ring. I see the way he trains, the dedication, all that is put in effect when it comes to, being around a fighter that already has done what you want to do. Definitely is not a bad thing. I see to where I want to go. He's an undefeated 20-0 fighter. I want to be 20-0 at one point. He's moving up the ranks. He's going to do big things, and that's where I want to go. So of course he's a role model for me in that aspect, and he's also a good friend of mine.
Okay, and you also mentioned that you guys both have the same trainer, which is Stephen Breadman Edwards. So tell me what he means to your career.
Oh, he means everything to my career. He's my strategist. He's my advisor. He's my personal advisor. Sometimes, he gives me bad advice. He's actually a big piece of Kyrone shut it down Davis as a professional fighter. I have to just give him a lot of credit because he's developed me, and I feel myself getting better. He means a lot to my career.
Okay, now I know that I believe it was him that compared you to Meldrick Taylor. So how do you feel about that? Do you think that's a lot of pressure comparing you to a guy of his stature? Have you ever watched any fights of Meldrick Taylor?
Yeah, I watched everybody, so I know Meldrick Taylor's fights. Like, I never really, maybe my style of Meldrick Taylor, because a couple people tell me that I fight like Meldrick. Meldrick was a great fighter. If it put any extra pressure on me, I don't feel like it. I already have enough pressure. I don't apply extra pressure on myself. Every fight, and I'll never, like, in my position, I'm expected to win. I'm not the underdog in my fights. I'm expected to win. So that's an amount of pressure when you have, and I want to do great, and I'm put on the road to do great. So that's pressure there. But for him to say that, it doesn't really boost my ego or anything like that, because I feel like I'm myself. But I guess he takes little things that Meldrick does, and he can apply it to my game, knowing that I had maybe a similar skill set. But there's no added more pressure to me, actually.
Okay, and let's bring up your fight. It's actually in 2 days, September 22nd, 2015. You will be on the undercard. There is a possible chance that your fight could make TV. It's on Premier Boxing Champions, Fox Sports 1. You will be facing Gilbert Sanchez, who's actually 6-1. But don't be fooled by his records, boxing fans, because this guy's only been stopped once, and that was by Tony Harrison. And it will be at Sands Casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you can't make the fight live, definitely tune in to watch it. Hopefully your fight will make TV. If not, I guess we'll hear the results. But hopefully, you'll earn another KO to your record. But so what do you know about your opponent going into this fight?
He's a good competitor. He didn't have really the guidance that a lot of my boxing fighters had, so he gets put in there kind of tough, So, but I do know, and I've watched a little bit of him. He is a good fighter. He's a volume puncher. He's gonna bring it. He's gonna try to take my L. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna really try to beat me. And I can't take this guy lightly. I can't have a bad day or a bad performance at that. I know this guy can't beat me. I know that no matter what style I fight, I could beat him at, but it's about being performing at a high level and looking good also. But the win is always first. But the win is evident because this guy can't beat me. So, I trained hard in this camp. We training for about 7 weeks. Knowing I had a fight in about early October or late September. So I was already in shape before I even got my opponent.
Yeah, and I was going to bring that up. You actually just found out a couple weeks ago about being on this card, correct?
Yeah, I found out a couple weeks ago, but that doesn't bother me. I've been training and getting ready for it. I know my fight. See, I kind of got it's kind of a timetable where I know where my fights is going to be, or what time they're going to, around the time it's going to be. So I already start training. After I take my little time off or whatever, I already start. I never really take time out of the gym to really start my rigorous training. I'm so in shape right now. My first 8-rounder, so I'm really hyped for that. If it gets on TV, that's great. If it's not on TV, maybe next time. I just want to put on a good performance. I feel like I have something to prove, and I'm going to prove it.
Okay, and for the fans that have never actually seen you fight, why should they come out and watch you fight?
Well, I'm an athlete, but I'm also an entertainer. Also, I'm a great show to watch. When you come, I make sure that I put on a show for my fans, and I really believe in entertaining my fans. When you come see my fight, it's not really a fight. It's like a moment. It's like you can see the greatness in how I move and how I walk to the ring and how the way I punch. That it's just the show. It's a complete. It's a function. I'm the type of guy that when I get to that level, I'm going to take over the sport. When it comes to entertainment, when it comes to pleasing the fans, so you might as well catch it early. You don't want to jump on the bandwagon late.
Okay, now you had mentioned that you're a motivational speaker as well to some of the kids. So I want to ask you this, and then I'll promote the fight one more time. If a kid came into the gym today or tomorrow and wanted to become a boxer, what type of advice would you give them?
Be patient. It doesn't come easy. I wish I could be making $1 million right now, but that's not my situation. It takes a lot of work and dedication. A lot of times you feel like you're not getting nowhere. Sometimes you feel like maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you're not special, but you have to stick it out. You got to be able to let yourself fully develop into the fighter you want to be. And also, I would tell the fighters, this is not a sport where you can cheat. It's not a sport where you can sit on a bench for a couple minutes, get your rest. This is life or death. You can die in the ring. It's a sport, but it's also a very risky sport, and you can literally die in the ring. People have died in the ring. So be very careful to how you play this game, because it's not really a game. It's a serious sport. It's a combat sport. And, you can really lose your life. So you have to be dedicated. You have to be focused. And you have to be willing to take that risk every time you get in the ring. And if you're not built for it, don't get in it.
All right. Well, one more time, I want to promote this fight. The main event is Julian Williams, your gym mate, versus Luciano Cuello. Julian is 20-0 with 1 draw. Luciano is 35-3. That will be the main event. You are on the undercard of Premier Boxing Champions Fox Sports 1 versus Gilbert Sanchez, who's 6-1. You are actually 8-0. Like I said before, it is at the Sands Casino, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 9 p.m. Eastern. Everybody tune in to watch this. Even if your fight doesn't make it, everybody should tune in to watch your gym mate Julian Williams, because he's definitely an exciting fighter as well. I wish you and Julian nothing but success in your careers. And before we end the interview, I want you to give a shout out to your fans and your supporters.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody who supports me, watches me, prays for me. Anybody who looking forward to me, thank you. If you wanted to contact me, or if you want to just follow me, I have an Instagram. That's Kai Shut It Down on Instagram. I have a Twitter. It's Kai Shut It Down. on Twitter also. And if you want to find me on Facebook, you just search my name.
All right, and with that, the truth has spoken.